The leash used to feel like a question. It would click onto my collar with that small metal sound, and then the door opens to a place impossibly large, complex and chaotic. Pavement, wind, birds, others, history written on every bush and curb like a secret code waiting to be understood. The whole neighborhood shouting its news through smell. And then me. I surge forward because my body tells me it's time to. Hunt, travel, explore. My legs would fill with lightning. My nose would pull like a compass needle, snapping from scent to scent, trying to find the direction that might mean right. Inside of me, something deep and primal urged me forward. I could feel that these were useful actions, if only I could figure out how. Nature told me that quickness and keen senses were the answers, but my partner and I never seemed to be on the same page. Sometimes a human asked me to lead. Sometimes they'd stop, loosen the leash a little, and wait like I had a map. They'd urge me to show them what I thought the best way to go about this business was, and as soon as I would get up speed or find something truly interesting, they would become fearful or reticent. They would then meander after me in the same slow way they approached everything. I hated that. Not because I don't like being strong, not because I don't like being brave. I hated it because being asked to lead made something ancient inside of me ache with shame. There's an honor and a burden that comes with being at the front. At the front, every wrong turn is hunger, cold, teeth, distance, and failure. At the front, every decision is a bet with your life. What's more, every decision you make brings failure or success to the entire pack. They're not just relying on me to find something useful. They're relying on me to lead the pack, to command the humans. The crushing weight of being asked to control the gods themselves and being given no tools fit for the job. What could be more important and what could be more impossible? And the truth is, I'm built to be many things: fast, stubborn, sharp, loyal, relentless. I'm not built to invent direction out of chaos. The world is too big. The smells are too loud. There are too many possibilities. I can choose a path. I can choose any path. I cannot know if it's the path that keeps the pack alive. So I would pull. I would test. I would argue with the leash like it was a riddle. And my human, my lead creature, my strange, upright wolf would tighten their hand, and I would feel the invisible wall. The leash would go from slack to truth, from maybe to no. It made me angry at first, not because I wanted to disobey, because I wanted to understand. Where are we going? Why won't you tell me? What is my job? Then one day something changed. It wasn't the street, it wasn't the weather, it wasn't even my mood. It was the way my human walked. We stepped out like always. The door opens. Light, noise, and sense rush my senses, and I'm instantly ready for anything. But this time was different. My human moved with a kind of calm that had weight. Not slow like tired, not slow like hesitant, slow like certain. Certainty was comforting. It left no room for error. The shoulders weren't pointing everywhere, their eyes weren't scattered, their hand didn't negotiate. They just went. And the leash, this thing I used to treat like a chain, became something else entirely. It became a line of intention. I surged forward out of habit, and the leash caught me, but not with anger, not a jerk, just a steady, patient resistance, like the bank of a river holding water in place. My human didn't get loud, they didn't plead, they didn't perform, they just waited. They looked as though they had no intention of ever moving. The stillness was calm and patient. It held no urgency or threat, only truth. I am standing here, free of justification, free of apology, and free of admonishment. This kind of open, honest communication from humans was rare. They were not dishonest through malice, but humans always had more than one layer. They were never really single-minded or certain. It was not their way. This was clear, without any nuance or hidden meaning, almost as if it had been spoken in my language. When I accepted the decree from my human, they did not feed or pet or congratulate me. They simply continued walking as if the world had already decided that we were moving together. I felt it before I understood it. There is a right place to be. Not ahead, not behind, not everywhere. A place that belonged to me the way a shadow belongs to a body. a place where I could feel the pack through the leash and through the rhythm of feet on ground. I slowed because the leash did not allow me to do anything else, and in that slowing I heard something I had been missing my whole life. The sound of us. Two sets of footfalls, one pattern, one direction, one shared breath. The world stopped being 1,000 screaming scents and became a single story unfolding in front of us. My human's movements started to speak. A slight turn of the hips, we're going left. A pause in pace, watch this. A gentle acceleration, come with me now. A quiet stop, wait. And when I stayed with them, when I kept my shoulder in the zone where the leash remained loose, and I copied their speed, when I matched their intention, something opened in my chest like a door I didn't know was there. I felt relief. Not the relief of giving up, the relief of finding my place. Because that's what following is. When it's done correctly, it's not submission, it's not weakness, it's not being less. Following is coherence. It's the ancient agreement that made our kind survive. My mind flickered with images I don't remember and yet somehow know. Pictures drawn in the dark behind my eyes. A winter field, wind cutting like teeth, hunger like a drumbeat. A lead dog moving with purpose through the snow, the rest of us tucked in line behind them, each step placed into the step ahead. No wasted motion, no argument, no uncertainty. Just pure, perfect geometry of pack survival. In those severe places, freedom is not doing what you want. Freedom is staying alive, and staying alive looks like following the one who knows. Not because they're better, because they're responsible. Then the vision shifted again. Newer, but still older than time, the lead creature changed shape. Now the hunt moved through the forest and grasslands, not on four legs but on two, upright, tool-bearing, fire-smelling, eyes pointed like spear points. I felt it in my bones. We did not merely domesticate into comfort. We enlisted into something terrifying. We became the assistants to the most capable predator the world had ever produced. We followed into a partnership so powerful it could erase entire herds, entire species, a predator that could change the land by just walking across it. And there we were beside it, close enough to share its heat, close enough to read its signals, close enough to belong. A place seated at the right hand of God, not because we were gods, because we chose the side of something that shaped reality. That's the deep ache inside of me when the leash goes on. That's why the walk is not just a walk. It's the daily ritual where my ancient questions rise like fog. Who am I in this pack? What is my job? How do I stop being lost inside my own instincts? And the answer is simple as a loose leash. Follow. Not follow like a broken thing. Follow like a wolf follows his lead on the hunt. So close the wind they cut becomes your wind too. Follow at speed when speed is called for, in perfect step, waiting for direction, waiting for the signal to turn, to put on the final burst of speed and the signal to pounce. They were subtle and fast. There were also signals to wait, when one broken twig or shift in weight could spell doom for the entire pack. Follow so the pack becomes one body with many legs. Now, in modern times, the hunt is not blood. It's not survival in the strict sense. It's something more profound, meandering. We move slow enough for me to take in everything, slow enough for the world to become readable. We stop with the kind of impunity known only to humans and their charges, because in this era we are not chased by hunger the way we once were. My nose writes poems into my brain. The grass holds stories of rabbits and rain. The wind carries news from blocks away. A leaf falling can be a sermon. And my human, this super intelligent I can't fully comprehend, this creature who sees what I can't see, who knows the route and the dangers and the rules of this place, curates the adventure for me. Not the unknown, the selected, the safe, the meaningful. Their hand becomes the bell in my church. Their pace becomes the hymn. Their decisions become the liturgy. When the leash is loose, this feels like faith. It says, you're with me. You're doing it right. Keep this rhythm and the world will make sense. And when I drift, When I let a smell drag me sideways, when my old instincts flare up and say go, 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 the leash tightens just enough to remind me. Return. Not punishment, a gentle reminder of the path. A gentle insistence that my place is not at the mercy of every impulse because my higher power is walking right there in front of me, steady as a sunrise. There is a moment every walk when it becomes more than exercise. It's usually after the first few minutes, after the jitters shake out, after the door and the driveway and the initial rush. Suddenly, my breathing changes and the leash stays loose without effort. My eyes lift from the ground to begin to watch my leader. The human's body becomes the clearest signal in the world, and I feel it. Deep spiritual fulfillment of structure. Not because I'm controlled, because I'm held. Because I don't have to invent direction. I do not have to bear the burden of leading without knowing. I can stop trying to be a thing I'm not. I can be what I evolved to be, the loyal shadow, the second heartbeat, the assistant to greatness. I can follow. And in that following, the ancient questions finally quiet. My place in the pack is not at the front guessing. My place is in the heart of the pack, feeling the rhythm. My place is close enough to feel the truth travel down the leash before it arrives in words. My place is to copy the calm until the calm becomes my own. So when people see us, they think it's obedience. They think it's manners. They think it's good training. But inside of me, it's something far older. This is how we commune with the divine. This is how we say our thanks to a universe that has placed us as the chosen ones among all animals on earth. We are given love, and food, and safety, comfort, and purpose. Following is a prayer and a hymn and a time to contemplate. Following leads my soul and gives me strength. I need to approach life with a wag instead of a snarl. Following feeds my soul and gives me the strength I need to approach life with a wag instead of a snarl. The time each day when the wild call inside my ribs is answered, not with chaos, not with frantic exploration, not with being thrown into the unknown, but with the simplest, most profound thing I know, walking behind my leader, loose leash, shared breath, one direction, and the world finally makes sense.